Hey guys, happy Monday. So another Monday, another live, and today I want to talk about intuition. So obviously this is a massive part of what I do, and I guess that the word intuition can have some really different kind of connections. For some people, being intuitive leads them to think that they're going to become psychic and be able to kind of tell the future. For other people, intuition is just simply something that is a natural ability that comes through in everyday life. So I want to shatter a few myths and kind of give you my interpretation of what intuition means and what it is for me and my family, and what I am encouraging other families to do and how to bring this into your everyday life. So first and foremost, everybody is intuitive. Everybody has the ability to be able to access their intuition. It is not something that you are gifted with and you're special because you can tune into your intuition. Everybody can do this. So being intuitive, say hi if you're watching. I can see there's a couple of people there. Being intuitive really is about living your life in alignment with what feels good for you. That's literally, in its simplest form, is learning to trust what your feelings are in your body and being able to make choices that lead you towards feeling more positive than being in fear and basically doing things that do not align with you and make you feel uncomfortable, make you feel ill, make you feel stressed, because you feel like you have to do them. So for me, intuitive living is all, hey Beck, for me, intuitive living is all about simply learning how to trust your gut feeling. So being psychic, being able to predict what might happen in the future is very different, as is being a medium, being able to connect to spirit, as is being clairvoyant, being able to see spirit, or being able to clairaudience, being able to hear spirit. So these things are not what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about you following your intuition, hey Heather, I'm talking about you as a mum, as a dad, even with your children, just being able to check in with yourself and know what feels good for you. That is what intuition is for me. That is what I follow day in, day out. Yes, it's hard. Sometimes the fear comes up and we feel like we have no choice. The reality is we always have choice. Every single situation we are in, we have choice. Even if we don't have choice about the actual thing, like you have to do something, you have choice about the way you respond to it. So even that is a choice. You can choose to respond in anger or sadness or frustration, or you can choose to hold a higher vibration and come from a place of compassion and love. So every single thing that happens in your life is a choice. And learning to trust your intuition and actually learn to accept the feelings that are coming up for you is basically how you can improve your life, how you can get more connection in your family, how you can feel more connected with yourself. So often we are stuck in this treadmill of busy, chaotic, stressful life situations, and we have created that. Like, not just us personally, but society has created a world where we are driven to achieve, and we're driven to meet these targets and reach these bars of perfection and what we consider the perfect lifestyle to be. And that's different for everybody. For some people, that bar is, you know, having X amount of money or a certain car or living in a certain place. But for other people, it could be very different. So that's a choice. What you choose to create as your boundaries is a choice that you make. And a lot of those choices make us feel really crappy. We actually feel really trapped because we've now built a framework our life revolves around meeting these targets, meeting these goals, but they're all material. They're all outside of us. They're not what's true to us inside. They're all things that we're doing to feel more accomplished, feel like we are actually valued. And when you peel all of that back, what's really happening is that inside there's a lack of self-worth and there's a lack of value. Because if you valued yourself as a divine being of light, which is what we are, and we're just energy, then you would know that actually you're good enough in every moment. You're perfect just the way you are. When we look at our children and they're born, they're perfect. They are literally perfect beings. We don't look at them and go, oh God, you're too small, you're too fat, you're too heavy, you're too this, you're too that. Well, some people might. But a lot of us have a baby and look at our children and go, oh my God, that is the amount of love you feel is, you can't really put words to it because it's not really a thing. It's an energy. It's literally is, you're seeing that child as divine. That's what we are. We just don't see that anymore because we've layered so many different limiting beliefs on ourselves that we're not good enough, that we're too fat, that we don't have enough money, that we're not going to achieve something. And so all of that leads us to live a life where we're trying and striving for these things that they don't exist. You know, for some people, feeling I'm just going to pick an example. Let's say feeling overweight. They don't like their body. So for them, that's their reality. I look at the person and think, oh my God, you're perfect. I don't care what you look like. I love you for who you are. The person inside doesn't feel that. Now, for me personally, that's not a limiting belief I hold. So you can see how that's a choice. That is that person's reality. It's completely different to my reality. And the same could be true about money or about, I don't know, your children needing to achieve. You know, you want them to do really well at school. And, you know, that becomes a limiting belief because when they don't reach the bar, then you feel disappointed. So there's so many that it's impossible to unwind all of them. But the bottom line is that your intuition is your superpower. Your intuition is the one thing that you have and your kids have, we all have, because like I said at the beginning, this is not special. This is not just for the special gifted people. This is your gut instinct. It's the thing that is embedded in you because you are a being of energy. So your intuition is just a frequency, what's the word? Not valve, tuner, like a radio. Your intuition is that dial that you turn and twist every time you feel uncomfortable. That's your intuition saying, don't do that. It doesn't feel aligned with you. And when something is aligned, you know what it feels like. It feels amazing. That's your intuition saying, yes, you're on the right path. Go and do that. So you're constantly being given the feedback. Your intuition is constantly telling you and giving you information, but we don't listen to it. So really, what your intuition can do for you is change your entire reality. If you learn to check in and if you learn to actually listen to the guidance, listen to the feelings in your gut, listen to the messages or the signs that you see around in your life, you will learn how to say yes, how to say no. When things don't feel good, you don't do it. When something feels good, you do it. And so then you start to live a life based on your highest purpose, based on what's inside you and how you feel totally empowered to go through life knowing that you are making the best decisions for yourself and your family. And that is 110% what I have done with my family. And that's what I'm teaching you guys now, is that, you know, you can carry on going through life the way you are now, but nothing will change if you don't start to make choices that are in alignment with your truth. And everybody's truth is going to be different. Like I said, some people's truth is around you know, dealing with certain limiting beliefs. My truth might be completely different to that. It doesn't matter. That's irrelevant. What's important is you know what your truth is, and you start to follow that, and you start to live by it. And that's what this whole IPIK project mission is about, is helping our kids. They're the next generation. I don't want my children to parent the way I did initially, probably still now. There are definitely days where we're not there. But it's all about the fact that you actually can teach your kids there's another way right now, not when they're 30 and they're unpicking all of the limiting beliefs like I am, and probably a lot of you guys are. You know, we can give them the tools, we can give them the skills, we can teach them how to use their intuition right now. From the moment they're born, that can be part of normal life. And that's what I wanted for my kids. And that's what I want to share with other families, because I think that that is an empowered way to live. And it's a way that gives our kids confidence, and it helps them to feel like, you know, when that bully's in the playground telling them that, you know, they're not good enough, they go, well, actually I am. Because they know that inside, not because they think it, oh, I have to say that, but because they feel it in their body, because they know that their intuition is right, and that their heart and their gut, and when they feel something, that is okay. And learning to be emotionally resilient, learning to love themselves, learning to have that inner confidence, learning that everything is energy. So actually those words mean nothing. They're just energy. They only have power over you if you choose to allow them to. So, you know, that's the mission of IPIK Project. And that's really what intuition is for me. It's nothing weird. It's nothing out there. It's just learning how to trust your gut and how to trust the feelings that you have inside. And that's it. It's that simple. It's not always easy. You know, like I posted about Lottie leaving school. That was a hard decision for me. There was a lot of fear around breaking out of the system and saying, no, that doesn't align. It took me 6 months. So it doesn't happen overnight, and it is tough. It is hard. But it's definitely, I would rather be in this position here now going, okay, it took me 6 months, but I recognized the calling. I recognized the feelings I was having. And yes, ultimately I made that choice. But you know, that's what we need to be doing. That's what we need to help ourselves and our kids to learn. Lisa, that is what I want for my children too. Yeah, absolutely. And you know, so Lisa is on the High Five program at the moment, and you know, that's exactly what we're doing there. And you know, she knows that, like it is changing the whole way that your family comes together, because it can't stay the same. When you expand your awareness and your knowledge and learn this stuff, there is no going back. That's it. You open Pandora's box, and all of a sudden life is different, because the awareness that you have is there. Suddenly you don't just take everything at face value and keep going round in the hamster wheel, because you realize you have choices, and you start to learn that your intuition is telling you no. And then it's just the courage. Once you have the courage to stand up and go, okay, I'm going to listen to my intuition and do what it's telling me, then your life changes. And it can only change for the better, because you're then in alignment. So I hope that's helpful. I just wanted to share that, because I think that, yeah, sometimes the word intuition can be a little bit vague, and people have their own ideas of what that means. So that's what it means for me. That's what it means for IPIK Project. And yeah, if anyone's listening to this going, oh my God, yes, I want to do that, then just contact me, and yeah, you can become an IPIK family. All right, guys, have an awesome week, and I'll catch you all very soon. See ya. Mwah.